We are 17 days into running a half marathon every single day for over 150 days straight to break a world record. But I've almost failed 3 times and had to restart. I've had cameras die on me. I've had to run a half marathon having to go to the bathroom the entire time, but we're still moving forward. And in this video, I want to share with you the world record that I'm gonna break and why I'm doing it. And I really want to take you through this video series, through all the highs, all the lows, and everything in between. Like how I was supposed to have an amazing videographer filming all of this, but then because my main sponsor backed out because of problems in their business, I am gonna be doing this myself. So we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna bootstrap it, but really all for a good cause, all to help make America healthy again and inspire you that you're way more capable than you think. And you don't have to run a half marathon to be healthy, but we can all take certain strides to make this country healthy again. So let's dive in to why we're doing the challenge. You may or may not know, but I've run marathons, 100-mile races, 200-mile races, Ironmans, Ultramans, and done a lot of different endurance events. Last year, towards the end of the year, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. And there's this really cool verse, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 and 6, that says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not unto your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge him, and he'll direct your paths." And I think a lot of times we can hear that verse and look to God for the big things, but also the seemingly smaller things, like what race do I want to do? What challenge do I want to do? And what should my goals really be? It's cool how this challenge really came about. And so how it happened was I had someone online on Instagram send me a link to a video of a guy in Europe, and I saw it, and I saw that it was a Guinness World Record for most consecutive days on a treadmill doing a half marathon. And I immediately thought, there is no way that I'm going to do this. Like, why would I ever even consider running on a treadmill for that many days straight? I just kind of wrote it off right there. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. And time passed, time continued on. I'm figuring out, what should I do? Should I do a fast marathon? Should I do an ultra, 100, 200? I listened to this podcast from Callie and Casey Means. They went on Joe Rogan. And if you don't know, Callie and Casey Means, they're brother and sister. One of them was in the food and pharmaceutical lobbying space, and then the other one was in the medical field, graduated from Stanford, and so they have a ton of knowledge when it comes to what they're talking about. And basically what they did for 2 hours was just expose all that's going on in the food system. And I'll actually have them put like 2 different stats that were really crazy to me.
Trying to understand, like, why don't I feel right about my work? I just started looking at the data in a different way, and I started to look at what was happening with health trends. And if you just kind of run through the list of what's happening, it's unbelievable. Like, we are getting destroyed, and it's very recent, and it's accelerating. The stats speak for themselves. You know this very well. 74% of Americans are overweight or obese. 50% now of American adults have type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. These were diseases where there was 1% of Americans in 1950 had type 2 diabetes. Now it's 50% of Americans have prediabetes or type 2 diabetes. Alzheimer's, dementia are going through the roof. Young adult dementias have increased like 3 times since 2012. So early onset dementias, we're seeing, this 1 in 2 Americans are expected to have cancer in their lifetime now. 1 in 2, and young adult cancers are going up 79% in the last 10 years. We've got, of course, the autism rates are absolutely astronomical. 1 in 36 children has autism now in the United States. That was 1 in 150 in the year 2000. And in California, where I live, it's 1 in 22 with a lifetime neurodevelopmental disorder. We've got infertility going up 1% per year. 25% of men now under 40 have erectile dysfunction. A quarter of the country. This is fundamentally a metabolic disease. We've got 77% of young Americans can't serve in the military because of obesity or drug abuse. We've got autoimmune diseases. Some studies are saying they're going up 13% per year. It's really unbelievable. And I could go through so many more diseases. Of course, we've got heart disease, which is almost totally preventable as the leading cause of death in the United States, killing around 800,000 people per year.
I think a lot of people know about the United States and how it's unhealthy and how people aren't living as well as they could. I think we've been led to believe that it's our fault. And yes, you have to take personal responsibility, but at the same time, you can only take so much as our food is literally making us fat. Like you go to different countries like in Europe and they eat pizza and all these different things and they're not near as fat and obese as we are in the United States. This podcast really exposed to me how bad our food system is with processed food and all these things going on. And it really honestly got me pissed off. And if you know me, you know I'm a very joyful guy. Like I'm smiling all the time, having fun. But this got me mad. I'm like, how do more people not know about this? Like how? I thought, how can I bring attention to it? And I thought, well, there's this record, a Guinness World Record of most consecutive days doing something. What if I did this record and raised awareness to help make America healthy again at the same time? So anyway, the two converge, and that is why I'm doing this challenge. So the whole challenge is to make America healthy again, to bring attention and awareness to our food system and specifically to the food that we're feeding kids in schools. You know, they really rely on the school meal system for their food, and I got linked up with the Lifetime Foundation. Lifetime Fitness has a foundation. They are really working to equip schools to help get healthier food in them, because if we want to be healthier as a whole nation, we have to reach the kids. I'm partnering with them. We're doing a huge fundraiser, and that is the challenge. And now I want to dive into what this challenge really looks like for me on a daily basis, what I have to do, and all the different things that go into it. Okay, so I'm gonna read off on my computer the challenge rules. So number 1, the record attempt must take place on consecutive days. Number 2, a standard treadmill exercise fitness machine must be used for the attempt, although the attempt can transfer to a second reserve machine in the event of mechanical failure. So essentially, I have to run on the exact same treadmill every day. So no, I cannot be traveling during this. Number 3, the settings of the fitness machine can be made at the preference of the participant, so I can run at whatever speed or incline that I want to. Number 4, at no time can the participant grasp the handles or any part of the machine with their hands. Both hands must be free from the treadmill contact at all times. So I can't even grab the handrails if I'm falling, can't even do that. 5, a minimum of 2 independent witnesses are required to witness every treadmill half marathon run. So essentially, I have to have 2 eyewitnesses with me every day to verify it. This was one of the biggest things I was worried about leading up to it, but it's actually been amazing the first 2 weeks, getting a ton of different people out to run with me. It's been a lot of fun, to be honest. Number 6, full video evidence of the treadmill half marathon must be provided. Picture evidence also is included. So essentially I have to do a front-facing view of me running and then a screen view of the treadmill for the entire run, and then I have to take pictures. So this is fun. Number 7, the competitor must complete the entire distance each day. If they do not finish, the attempt will be ended. So just gotta run it every single day. Number 8 is the competitor may go at any chosen speed, but if they leave the treadmill at any point, the attempt will be ended. So essentially, I can't even leave the treadmill. I've had a couple close calls with bathrooms. I've had some witnesses be a little late. I've had cameras die and have to use the lifetime security footage, but we are 15 days in, going strong. Comment below what you want this next video to be about, and I'll do my best to answer all your guys' questions, taking you along for the ride. The first 15 days has not been easy by any means, but we're getting it done. We're sleeping, we're dialing in fueling, all these different things so that we can break this world record and really, truly, I want to so much just impact people and show them that you can be healthy, and also reveal to everyone what is going on in our food system. So go out, make America healthy again, and also don't forget to run your race.